I was thinking about something, Andrew, about education. Speaking of rape me, people are confused by education. They say, oh, he's got a high education. No, he doesn't. Your education is limited to what you have learned, which is generally going to be based on two things: where you've spent your time and what you've elected to learn, because where you spent your time may have been involuntary learning. Let me give you an example. Speaking of the rape thing, you might never think of the words together. Could you at least spit on it first? Until you're in jail for a while. All right, that's an education. It's not an elected education, but it is a forced education. So you're learning. So there's really no way to quantify how much someone has learned, is there? You can give them an IQ test. You got to get through all the cultural biases and the debates about that. You can give someone a math or science or spatial relations or English or medical test or legal test. You can do all that, and they can spit out information that is at their moment, at that moment in their brain, in the forefront of their brain, in their conscious mind. But what does it really tell you? See, to me, if I had to just define education the most meaningful way that I could think to define it, I've always said, well, I've said for probably like 10 years, not always, that having an education, a good education, is having the ability not only to know facts, you got to know your facts, you got to have something in the bank to draw out, but to be able to connect complex sets of ideas that were not connected for you. That's really, to me, if I had to just measure education in one way, that's how I would measure it. I would say, depending on how well you can do these tasks, connect this set of ideas with this set, and they're not easy ideas. That would be the way to measure it. But again, that's not the... Hi, Mandy. Hi, Mandy. Welcome to the show. Hopefully I'm not on time. No, you're not. You're not. I wasn't on time. I mean, and every time I'm late, my boyfriend's like, oh, my God, I thought you were on the pill. And I always say the pill is not 100% effective. And neither is the pull-out method. Yeah. No, I'm not gay, actually. I'm hetero. But I don't have a problem... I will make fun of gays, like you've got the gay, I'll say that, and still not be homophobic and still be heterosexual. But I'll also pretend to be gay sometimes, because there's nothing wrong with that if you're secure in your manhood. And, I am. There's so much I just wanted to say just then that I suddenly thought about the people that might listen to this show and said, pull that shit back, Kev. Pull it back. You haven't done that before, Rick. Pull it back. Put it back in check. Put that shit back behind the gate. Close the gate. Just wait. Just wait. If it still sounds like a good idea in an hour, then you can let it out. Then you can let the cock out and have the cock fight. Not till then. My ex, says Andrew, had a PhD with no math skills. That happens. It depends. I mean, if you're doing all liberal arts, you take your math requirements and you're done. I'll tell you something, man. I thought, like I said, I was a psych and English major. I've never been that good at math. I had trouble with algebra. And it just wasn't interesting to me, I can do the multiplication stuff like pretty quick on the top of my head, even longer numbers, but not the complex stuff. And calculus, trigonometry, not my thing. So I get into college, right? There's a math course, and they probably still have it over at Christopher Newport University, called Math 105. And you're thinking, 105? That's going to be easy. My motherfucking ass was it easy. Augmented matrices? Excuse me? I mean, it was like being in the Matrix. It was like decoding them. I saw Keanu Reeves underneath my desk, halfway sticking out of the floor. I said, what the fuck is going on? Augmented matrices were going on. Tyrus Woodard, I think that was his name, motherfucker. I hate asshole teachers that smile at you a certain way because they know their class is hard and you thought it would be easy. Fuck him. Yeah, I got an A. Goddamn right I got an A. Once I was paying the bill, I got all A's in that bitch. That's right. That includes statistics and psychology statistics, which is a whole nother breed. Fucking cigarettes won't stay lit. Fuck these. Did I hear that Rick was short? Rick, I should probably warn you, man, that smoking cigarettes can stunt your growth. So you shouldn't do that. I'm 6'5", and I've smoked for about 30 years. So I guess I was supposed to be like 7'8", somewhere in that ballpark. I don't want to get too precise on a guesstimate, but yeah. So I'm down to a short 6'5", and that's the cost of smoking. That's what it's going to do to you. However, if I didn't smoke these cigarettes, this being Truth on Tap, I can't hold all the truth back. I would kill people. No, I mean kill people, literally. Murder people. Murder one. I'd plan it. These are saving people's lives. See, you always hear about how they're killing people. No, they're not. Not in this house. In this neighborhood, these cigarettes are saving lives right now. But y'all don't know that. I'm sorry about the hum. This is, like I said, it's a high-quality setup right now, but because I have to have a heater out here, because I am pretty much the same temperature as outer Jupiter's atmosphere right now, that makes it, I got to have a heater. I got to have a heater on, and that's just going to be one of those things that you have to deal with. You guys have been pretty forgiving on my audio shit stains on my radio underwear, and I appreciate that. Now we're going to talk a little bit about radio hosts. Mandy, did you say you do a show, or do you just like to troll? And you're good at it, and you're very outspoken. I appreciate that. Nobody gets banned in my chat room. The only person that ever did get banned was Barco, because he spammed the fuck out of it one time. Well, since he's given me this gift of this mixer and microphone and some beef jerky and whatnot, he has the right to do that now. But even if someone else did it, I'm done. I'm not banning you for... If you're going to fuck up the chat room, go ahead. You know, it's just... You're going to piss a bunch of people off, so get ready for that. But other than that, I can't control the chat room. I'm out of that business. I'm in the business now of doing the show, and I do not care if it's a quality production, because this is fun for me, and the way to keep it fun is to not put too many restrictions on what I can or cannot do. So there is that. Did she? Okay. Mandy, are you the one that had the really super feminine voice that called into, I don't remember which show it was I was in, because I jump around a lot. I really try to get little samples, like it's a the buffet line of food that I don't normally eat. Just, I don't know if I'll like that. I'll try that one. No, I don't troll. Sadly, I just listen, she says, to shows and tend to chat about said show that I'm listening to. Okay. Well, we are going to talk a little bit about, and I'm going to get back to the topic here. Going to talk a little bit about these radio hosts, and instead of going directly into host mentality, I'm going to tell you what the experts are saying about what it is about a radio show that gets people. Now, there's only a couple paragraphs here I'm going to read to you, and I may interject whatever I want to in there. This quoting from Psychology Today, link I shared before, says, much of talk radio is entertainment. No shit. That is, usually talk radio is not about informing listeners about political, cultural issues. It is about entertaining them. I hear you, Andrew. You're going to fuck me if I don't. Okay, I got it. Maybe that's not a big surprise to you. But think about how this happens. It happens via the same patterns we observe in other forms of entertainment. Movies, for example, work by creating strong emotions, such as terror or romantic passion, and then attaching these emotions to a suspenseful narrative. Not always the case, but that's what they say. We watch in large part because we enjoy being drawn into the powerful emotional stream. Now, I'm going to stop there for a second. This is why shows that have co-hosts, especially when there's a tension between the two hosts, and or frequent callers, I think do better than shows that don't. And I couldn't get Skype to work tonight, so none of you fuckers are calling in. I'm getting there. I'm fucking getting there. Just give me time. I just got the mixer on yesterday, so I'm working on it. Talk radio, continuing with the article, is also about provoking strong emotions such as outrage, fear, sympathy, disgust. But instead of attaching these emotions to suspenseful narratives, the talk show host attaches them to beliefs, values, and ideas. Now, the next time you guys are listening to a show and you feel yourself getting fired up, I'm only asking you to do one thing. Believe whatever the fuck you want. You want to listen to Alex Jones? Listen to Alex Jones. But while it's happening, I would like it if you could recognize what's happening. And what is happening is they've done something. Glenn Beck loves to do this to get you fired up a little. And he's telling the truth. It gets you fired up. He tells you a story, gets you fired up a little. All right, but he is speaking to his base usually. Once he gets you fired up a little, he sells you the solution. And because you're fired up a little, What happens when emotion goes up to your ability to think logically and reasonably? Automatic drop. I don't care what the emotion is. Just won a lottery? You can't think. Just went to jail? You can't think. Would you please spit on it at least? You can't think. You can't think when your emotions are high. Don't try to mix those two. That's what they do. That's what a great boxer does. He moves to his left and then quickly to his right in hopes that that will put you off balance. And if you're off balance, you have no chance in a boxing ring. This is what these hosts do. I don't know if they all realize it. I think they just listened to shows and maybe got their style down and saw what was getting more listeners and jumped on that bandwagon, whatever it was. Well, this is what turns out to work in radio. They got to get you fired up about something. I don't do that on this show, folks. This has got to be one of the most boring radio shows you'll ever hear. And in a way, that's why you know you can trust it. Because all I'm trying to sell you is help for yourself, usually. Depends on what the topic is, but usually I'm selling critical thinking. That's all. Boring as shit, fucking Latin words that I don't even mention again. And if you don't learn it, you are somebody's puppet. You're somebody's puppet. And I don't hate on sides of the government. I hate things they do. I don't even hate that. I just point it out. For the most part, you know what? Here's what you're not going to believe. And Andrew, I think this goes for Australia too. I think especially Australia, since the 1990s and some of the gun control reforms that went into Australia also had a certain tide of emotion and thoughts with them. And I know they don't go together. They didn't go together. Trust me. Ask Andrew. However, the people that wanted Australia safer, they're good people. There wasn't a lot of motive to take people's guns away, except to, on the darker side of things, enforce a little extra control on them. Remember, a lot of modern countries, not third world countries, modernized, westernized countries, do not allow you to have a gun. So I think in the United States, we're fortunate for that. I like all of our amendments, all of them. But I get sick and tired of hearing people support one amendment while taking a shit on another or not understanding half of them. It just bugs me. It's like, look, either learn all and try to get the ones changed you don't like, which you can do by starting to organize, or shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. STFU, hatch. Shut the fuck up. Excuse me. Hello? Are you there? Hello? Yes? Shut the fuck up. That's what I want to say to them. I'm a little crazy, and that helps you and me. That helps you and me, because that's entertaining in a way, all by itself. And you have to be a little crazy to understand crazy. Let me tell you something. If I had to trust someone with my life, see, it's a bad comparison already, because I don't care about my life. I see life as futile. Always have, always will. But if I had to trust somebody, let's say with my daughter's life, or my fiance's life, now I'm taking it seriously, I would trust a person who was a little crazy over somebody who was perfectly textbook sane. Because a person who's a little crazy to me, at least a little, sometimes a medium amount is even good. Now, don't get too far past that, is a tree that bends. That's how I see them. They've seen the curveballs that life throws, and they're ready to swing at them. The person who always walks the center line, textbook sane, they either have zero drive and passion about anything or anyone, or they're Jeffrey Dahmer. One of the two. You can pick. I mean, you're either going to have a conversation with somebody who is not even present in the conversation and you can see it in their eyes, or you have a conversation with somebody that's going to be eating your ass about 36 hours after you talk to them. Literally. Chewing it and consuming it and then shitting it out. That kind of eat. Yeah, give me a little bit crazy. I'm going to trust a little bit crazy over your regular standard textbook sanity any day of the week. And that's true. Fucking cigarettes. They don't stay lit. I don't know if you knew this, Andrew, but they make, I don't know if they even do that over there, but the cigarettes they make over here, you guys probably import from Britain. They have made it where they go out in case you're drunk and you pass out. Yeah, they go out. They just fucking go out if you're not sucking on them like a big giant cock. We're going to get back to the radio host mentality in a minute. I got to check on my chat room because I care about my people. RD's in the chat. What's up? I told you I was coming on in 30 minutes. Kirstead 101. I thought RD was demanding, Kev, do a show, and he's not even present in class.